This week has been particularly difficult for me, especially today, and you will find out later. I'm going to read from Colossians chapter 3 verses 12 to 14 from the New Living Translation, then from the Living Bible, so just two translations this week. From the NLT. Since God chose you to be the holy people he loves, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness and patience. Make allowances for each other's faults and forgive anyone who offends you. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. Above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony. And now Colossians 3, 12 to 14 from the Living Bible. Since you have been chosen by God, who has given you this new kind of life, and because of his deep love and concern for you, you should practice tender-hearted mercy and kindness to others. Don't worry about making a good impression on them, but be ready to suffer quietly and patiently. Be gentle and ready to forgive. Never hold grudges. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. Most of all, let love guide your life, for then the whole church will stay together in perfect harmony. Amen. For me, after looking at a few different translations, these two put it best. But of course, if you want to look at other versions of the Bible, please do. Sometimes we say and do things that are wrong to others, and then we want to make our peace, and then we don't say anything until it's too late sometimes. 7 years ago on this day, I had a terrible call. About 8:15 in the evening, I had a call from my stepfather telling me that my mother, had died suddenly. And for me, it cut so deep. I had a previous call before Christmas saying that she'd had a fall, and I said, did my father, I'll call him, want me to go and be there? And he said, no, everything will be okay. And then I get the call. About 8:15, I just got home from work. She's dead. Of course, losing a loved one is difficult at the best of times, but around Christmas it can make it even worse, and then suddenly can make it worse. But also, what made it bad for me was that I'd arranged to see her literally a few days later, early January, and I needed to make my peace with her, as we had not spoken properly for almost a year at that time, after we had an argument and I stormed out of her house. It was totally my fault, but I was being too stubborn to at least phone her. I couldn't even phone her and talk properly. Maybe it was my mental state at the time, Maybe it was stubbornness. You know, people have said through the years that in many ways we were very alike. We were both stubborn, like two peas in a pod. We would fight like cat and dog and argue, yet we could laugh together and cry together over the same things. And we had some wonderful and deep conversations, and also some very spiritual conversations, and we could talk about anything. And whenever I had the courage to open up, and I am shy by nature, which makes these talks so difficult, we could talk about anything at all. And she would give me the most wonderful and honest advice. And she would stick up for me through thick and thin. Whatever, I was her oldest son, and she was always there for me. I still miss her so much. And there have been times in that last 7 years that I have really needed her. And I do regret that we did not talk more. She had a wicked sense of humour at times, and we would make each other laugh, and we would annoy each other and wind each other up. What I'm saying today is I was too late. I was too late, and don't make the same mistakes as me. We must forgive each other. We must move on. We're not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I've done so many bad things in my lifetime. Yet I know my Lord has forgiven me. I know my mum forgave me and loved me so much. As I did, I still do her. I was up all night last night, and then I had to go to work at 3 o'clock this morning, and then I went to church at 11 o'clock this morning. I get home in the early afternoon and could not sleep again. So yeah, I'm tired. In some ways I'm broken. But I know with God's help I will be strong again. So if there's someone out there for you today that you have wronged, or even someone who's wronged you, go and talk to them. Show that mercy and kindness. Remember, the Lord forgave you. And you must forgive others. I must forgive others. How can I be expected to receive forgiveness? How can I be forgiven if I cannot forgive others? And I've had people hurt me. I've had family hurt me. I've had people from different churches hurt me and say some horrible things to me, including different church leaders, and I say that plural. But the Lord forgave me, so I love them, I forgive them, I move on. But if there's someone you haven't talked to for a long time, please talk to them, because tomorrow may be too late, just as it was with my mother. I'm going to read these verses again to close, and then just pray and think from the NLT, since God chose you to be the holy people he loves, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy. Do we? Kindness, are we kind? Humility, are we humble? Gentleness, are we gentle? And patience, are we patient? Are we patient? Make allowance for each other's faults. Do we make allowance for the fault of others, as we would expect them to make an allowance for ours? And forgive anyone who offends you. Do we do that, as we would expect others to forgive us? Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. You must forgive others. Above all, clothe yourselves with love. Do we do that? Which binds us all together in perfect harmony. Since you have been chosen by God, Living Bible, since you have been chosen by God, who has given you this new kind of life because of his deep love and concern for you. If God is concerned for me, do I show concern for others? Do you? You should practice tender-hearted mercy and kindness to others, do we? Don't worry about making a good impression on them. We need to be honest and open. Sometimes we're not. There have been times I haven't been. But I'm not the person I was many years ago. We live and learn. Look at David. But be ready to suffer quietly and patiently. Be gentle and ready to forgive. Never hold grudges. How often do we hold a grudge? Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. This is key. Most of all, let your love guide your life. Let love guide your life. For then the whole church will stay together in perfect harmony. Remember, we are the church, not the building. We are the church. Anyway, I'm sorry if I've got mixed up, because I'm tired. It's been such a hard day for me. Please think, read those verses. Do we hold grudges? Ask yourself, am I holding a grudge? Am I showing love? Am I being forgiving? Is there someone I must see to say I'm sorry? Is there someone I must see to put the record straight? Is there someone I must see to say, let's start again? We are not perfect, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Remember, Jesus said himself, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Anyway, God bless you, and may he give you perfect peace this coming week and throughout into the new year. I may post something else either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. We will see. God bless you.